Hi, my name is Gina, and it's the night before I get my Damon braces put on my teeth. Before I talk about the Damon braces and why I chose them, I'm going to give you a little background about me. I had braces on when I was a kid. It was a bad memory, actually. I think I was in middle school. I don't know. I don't like to think about it. I had an overbite, which I still do. My teeth were a lot worse. I had a big space, everything else. So, everything else. But had braces, and all I can say is they were a nightmare. I have bad memories about my braces. I had to wear that horrible headgear. It caused, like, I literally have scars still in the corners of my mouth from that. I mean, it just ripped. A lot of people were like, well, you didn't do what you needed to do with your braces and stuff like that. Well, let me tell you, why don't you wear headgear for a while? It was horrible. It was horrible. It was a bad experience. I didn't like the orthodontist. I kind of thought he was kind of mean. Not mean, but self-centered. Kind of, I don't know, never made me feel good. And I already have problems with dentists. I had some bad traumatic experiences as a kid. I have really sensitive teeth. So I remember them drilling on my mouth and just feeling it and being pinned down in a seat so they could do, I'm the white knuckle patient, Yeah, if I have to have a major dental procedure, they have to give me value. It's pretty bad. So, I gotta feel comfortable with who I'm dealing with. That's the first thing. So here I am. I go through all my braces, everything else. I get them off, and I remember the first time I went to the dentist as an adult. And so there I was, and I was in the dentist office, and I was having, something on my tooth fixed, and I remember the dentist going, "Okay, I can tell that you've had braces. I could tell from, just the remnants and whatever." She's like, what did he try to fix? What exactly was he trying to fix?" She's like, "Clearly you have a small mouth. Clearly you didn't have your wisdom teeth in at the time." Anyway, so the funny thing is numerous dentists since then had said the same thing. What was this man trying to fix? Why didn't he remove any teeth? Why was he trying to bring an overbite back when I had no room and my wisdom teeth weren't in yet? So yeah, needless to say, when my wisdom teeth started coming in and they came in impacted and I had to have those removed, yeah, my mouth shifted even worse than before. Anyway, so here I am. I'm 44 years old. So why am I even contemplating having braces again if all I have are bad experiences and everything else? So why? What's going on? Well, about 8 years ago, I started having really bad bite issues. I was actually breaking teeth on my right side. I was wearing down them poorly. My teeth line up fine on this side, but they don't on this side. I almost have like a cross bite on this side of my mouth. And of course, I still have my overbite. I'll show you in a second. But I started having bite issues. And not only that, my lower teeth hit the gums of my upper teeth. And it was bruising it. And it bruised it so bad at one point, I had to go see a periodontist and had to be treated and everything for that. And his exact words were like, "You have to fix your bite. If you continue to progress like this, you're going to lose your front teeth because you're going to wear away all the tissue that holds them." And and at the time I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm not going in braces. I'm not going to do anything. So I guess I'll just have fake teeth put in. And he goes, no, fake teeth won't even hold. Your bite is causing the issue and you got to get this fixed. So of course I thought, okay, fine. They got the Invisalign. So I sought out some orthodontists here in my town and went to see him. And of course, every single one of them said, nope, you can't do Invisalign with an overbite and all this other mess. Only crooked teeth and everything. Fine, whatever. So what did they offer me? Well, pretty much the same thing. They all said the same thing. Jaw surgery, extractions, and major old metal traditional braces. And we're talking anywhere from 4 to 6 years by the time I was all done, and upwards of $10,000 or more. And I was like, no, don't think so. One, I'm a school teacher. I'm a high school science teacher. I teach all the time. Everybody that knows me, I talk all the time. to have jaw surgery and have to have my mouth wired shut and all that. I'm like, that is just insane. It's so traumatic. And of course, I'm an adult. So our dental insurance does not cover adult braces. It does not cover any of that stuff. I would have been paying out pocket for everything. It wouldn't be like all the other surgeries I've ever in my life where your health insurance covers. No, it would have been all on me. And they all kept saying the same thing. And I'm like, forget it, whatever. I got to the point where I was just like, forget it, I'm not going to deal with it. But then the problem was is then as I kept aging, my teeth started shifting more and more. I feel like my tongue is too big for my mouth. It like is always over my teeth. I have a hard time pronouncing words, pronouncing words, and anything with like THs and stuff. I know it sounds funny, but it's like I don't have two front teeth. You know, like you know, when you were a kid and you lost your two front teeth, you know, you had a hard time saying words, whatever. That's how I am. And as a science teacher, as a teacher in general, you talk a lot. And yeah, it was becoming more and more apparent to me that I was having really big issues. I'd go to chew something like gum or anything like that, and my jaws would just get super tired. Like, I just couldn't do it. And not to mention that I started to hate more and more pictures of myself. Like, I don't want to smile. When I do videos, I get very self-conscious because my lip catches this tooth, you know? So it's really embarrassing. And, you know, I go to smile and stuff, and I just didn't want to smile. And everybody's like, why don't you smile anymore? I'm like, I don't want to show my teeth. All you see are my two front teeth. So what am I talking about? Okay, put my phone down. Okay, so don't make fun of me, please. This is embarrassing enough as it is. But I'm doing this because I'm hoping to help other adults out there like me to tell them that there's other options. Okay, so, there we go. See that right? Okay. See? And I say not bad. Like, they're not crooked or anything, but I don't know if you can't see this, but my two front teeth kind of stick out front. I don't know. And, you know, it's just not cool. Kind of annoying. Anyway, sorry, just phone again. So, what was I doing? Well, anyway, about a few months ago, I'm a big follower of Bethany Hamilton. If you're not aware of her, she's the one that lost her arm to a tiger shark when she was surfing, and she's amazing. And if you ever have somebody to follow, seriously, follow Bethany Hamilton. She's just all around, just total cool, amazing person. Anyway, I follow her on Facebook and everything else, and she started posting about the Damon Braces and how, you know, she got them done, everything like that. And so of course, I mean, I trust her and I follow her and, you know, everything like that. And so I started looking into it, and I looked into the technology of it, and I was like, wow, this actually makes sense. The technology behind it makes sense. And so I started going on YouTube and started seeing a bunch of people, not a lot, but, you know, a bunch of people that had videoed, and I watched the progression, and again, I'm like, hey, you know, I can do this. And that's kind of where I got to why I'm video documenting this, because there's more people that need to be aware of this. Okay, so why do I need to make people aware of this? Well, when I went to the Damon Braces website, you can find a provider. And so I live in Illinois. And there were only a handful of orthodontists that actually do this. And I was like, well, why? Well, come to find out, I talked to a representative for Damon Braces, and actually, this came out in 1996, and a lot of orthodontists, you know, they're my age, they already went through school, and you kind of have to go back and do more education on this. It's a new type. It looks like braces, but it's done differently. The technology behind it's different. And so you have to go back and get educated in this. And you also have to buy some expensive equipment at your office because you got to do a lot more profiling and stuff. They really go to your face. And so a lot of orthodontists just like it old school. They like the tradition. They like what they've been doing forever. So why change anything? Well, there's four orthodontists and one orthodontic group north of me, and they believe in serious, you know, keeping up with education, keeping up with technology and everything else. They're also premier orthodontists, which means that they have proven extensive education and extensive expertise in using this. And Damon won't represent you. They won't, like, you know, say that you're a provider unless you've shown that and demonstrated that. So of course, you know, not only are you can trust everything. Anyway, so I noticed, I'm like, wow, there's none in my area. You know, the closest one to me is an hour and a half away. And so I'm thinking, okay, that's up towards Chicago. It's going to be really expensive, everything else. But I was like, okay, it's worth a shot. I'm going to find out about this. So I went ahead and I called the clinic up. And from the minute I talked to them, they were sweetheart. It's Associated Orthodontics. They have 4 different offices. The one that I'm going to is the one in Bourbonnais. And I'm going to see Dr. Patrick Jones. They were awesome. They were amazing people. They were so helpful. They are so helpful that, again, I said, my dentist insurance does not cover adult braces. They told me about plans that you can go on. They can get like discount plans. So like, I think it was like the Aetna dental plan, 20% off. So I'm able to knock 20% off of my work that I'm going to get done. So by the time that, you know, all said and done, I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. I mean, this company, you know, these people are actually telling me how I can afford them and how I can do this. So I thought this was pretty cool. So anyway, they were awesome, super helpful. So, you know, I go up there and I met with them. And it was awesome. They took lots and lots of images, a lot of crazy cool machines. Of course, being the science person, I thought it was pretty awesome. But, you know, after talking and after they did all that stuff, you know, Dr. Jones sat down with me and went over the plan. And basically, he's thinking about 18 months. He said it depends on how well I wear my bands and all that stuff, because I have to shift. This side lines up, this side doesn't. And so we need to kind of shift that. And the cool thing about the Damon Braces is that as you age, your mouth narrows. And I'll post a picture of me when I was a kid, and you can see I had this full mouth of teeth and full jaw. And as we age, a lot of us, like me, your arches narrow, and so your mouth kind of shoves out. And that's kind of making us look older too. But anyway, so, and that's why they have to remove teeth from your mouth, because there's nowhere to go. Well, the Damon Braces were different. They widen your mouth, your arches, your palate. They widen it out, and by widening it out, they give you back that youthful kind of smile. And it's a very, very cool technology. And so it's going to allow my, you know, front teeth to kind of go back in again. And again, line everything up and and widen everything so I have a good smile. So I'm not, you know, like this. I mean, I got a smile, but it's all this. You don't see my lower teeth at all. Anyway, so about 18 months, and then of course, no jaw surgery, no extraction, nothing. And with the 20% discount that, of course, they helped me get, and for total price, everything, you know, it's only coming to $5,200. So as opposed to, you know, major surgery and extractions in 4 to 6 years by the time I'm finally done, and $10,000 or more dollars, this is like significantly less time and half the cost. And so a lot of you are on, okay, I'm getting ripped off, right? No. It's just new technology. You know, just, you got to do the investigation, and thank God that somebody posted something. And I was like, you know, I believe this person, and I investigated it. And I'm like, wow, again, so many people need to be aware of this. I went into my dentist and I started, you know, got teeth. And again, he knows I'm scared about a thing. And I told him about it, and he goes, you know, I heard about it, but just no one does it down here. And he's actually wanting me to come in so he can pass this information on to other adult patients that he has. Because again, you know, you're an adult like me. You kind of don't think, you think, okay, anybody that's telling you stuff, that's all there is. And maybe you go with it, maybe you don't. I mean, I was so desperate that I was so miserable, so sad, that I was going to have my dentist, like, literally pull out 4 of my front teeth. You know, 4 to 6 of them, and then put fake teeth, fake crowns in to see if maybe they could fix that, or even veneers. We tried everything because I was like, there's no way I'm going to have all this stuff done. And when I found this out, it was just like amazing, and I was so excited, and I'm like, no way, I gotta tell everybody about this. There's so many other adults that are like me, and we have other options. It's just sad that, you know, hey, you can't teach an old dog new tricks kind of thing. You know, you got to find those orthodontists that are really wanting to be on the cutting edge of things out there to help. And don't trust those braces that, 6 months, you know, the fast, speedy braces. Look into that. Too much movement, too much drastic stuff like that can cause you to have root reabsorption as an adult. and bye-bye teeth. They go away. They bye-bye. They fall out. So don't fall for those speedy braces and stuff like that. I mean, 18 months is actually reasonable for everybody. But again, I mean, my teeth are relatively straight. I just need to wind things out and kind of, so I can bring the back teeth, my front teeth back, and hopefully my tongue fits in my mouth again, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I go in tomorrow in the morning. I am going to be hopefully videoing a few things happening when I do that. I even bought a little selfie stick, so, you know, I can treat you guys all to what's going on. And I'm going to be following up and telling you what my experiences are. And hopefully you can kind of watch my transformation of my teeth and everything. Spent a lot of, you know, got myself a water pick. You know, I'm really big about the dental care this time around in braces. Water pick, I got a little sonic toothbrush. And I picked up a whole lot of other little tools that are going to help me, like wax and stuff, you know, just in case. I mean, I'll go through all that tomorrow with you after I get them on. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I want you to know that there's other things out there, and I hope you like my journey. Don't make fun of me. As I said, revealing your teeth in your mouth, it's kind of revealing. But I'm doing this because, one, it's going to keep me motivated. I mean, honestly, I really don't want braces again. I don't know, you know, metal mouth, all those things come together. I am getting the ceramic clear on the top, or they're not ceramic, but they're clear on top. And the back ones will be the metal, and the whole lot lower will be metal, and so therefore you'll actually, it's supposed to like make it look like you don't see them as well. And because my teeth are, you know, big front and sticking out, I kind of wanted to do that. Because again, I'm a teacher and so everything, but I'm doing this for the health of my mouth. I'm doing this for just my overall confidence and everything. I mean, when you don't want to talk and you don't want to smile, it's kind of hard. And, you know, people are always like, what's wrong with you? Well, I don't want to smile, you know? So yeah, so I hope you enjoy my journey. I'm hoping that maybe I can help others, and, you know, it kind of allows me to also kind of video document my transformation of my mouth as I go through this. But I am nervous. I'm not kidding you. Normally when I go to the dentist and I get any type of fillings done or anything like that, I gotta take Valium, I gotta listen to headphones, music, everything else. It's kind of a joke. Everybody knows this. So I am nervous. I'm nervous of pain. I don't like mouth pain. I'm telling you right now, I am a big baby when it comes to mouth pain. Don't like it. And, you know, I tend to get real self-conscious. So, yeah, I'm worried that I'm going to have a hard time talking. Yeah, we'll see what my thoughts are afterwards. You know, I'm anxious, I'm excited, and I'm really super nervous at the same time. So, anyway, I'll be videoing tomorrow. Let you know how it goes.